50,000 subscribers, guys. That is totally insane. Thank you so much, every one of you. Thank you for every like, and thank you for every person who has ever watched any of my videos. I really appreciate this support. And when I first started this channel as, I don't know, just for fun, as a hobby, more than 8 years ago, me taking delivery of my first Volvo XC90, filming like with my phone like this. Yeah, that was a terrible video. That was a terrible video. But when I did that, I never ever dreamt of doing this for a living. I never ever dreamt of, you guys supporting me the way you've done. I never ever dreamt of having sponsors on the channel or doing this for a living and being able to travel all over the world to test cars and EVs. It's insane. So guys, thank you so much. So what's happening here on the channel in the upcoming weeks, the upcoming months, and just in general moving forward? Well, that's what I want to talk about more in depth in this video, because there's a lot of exciting things coming up. And the first big thing is that 50,000 subscriber celebration. And what I want to do is something I talked about last week in its own dedicated video, and I've talked about it very briefly in a few other videos, and that is going somewhere to do warm weather testing with the new electric cars from Polestar, like the 3 and the 4, the new Volvo EX90, the new Porsche Macan Electric, and the Audi A6 e-tron. If there are more cars you guys want me to do warm weather testing with now this winter, let me know in the comment section down below. So what I want to do is an idea I had about a month and a half ago, and that was like, I was thinking all of these cars are now coming to market and it's getting cold so quickly outside. Like today I did the long trip test with the Porsche Taycan 4 Cross Turismo, and yes, we did have a peak temperature of like 12 degrees Celsius over a very short period of time, but for the most part of today's test it was between 4 and 6 degrees Celsius, and it's only going to get colder and more miserable moving forward. And we're really not going to see any mild summer or spring temperatures before like April, most likely May or even June. And all of these cars coming to market now, being available for press drives, it really is unfortunate. Like, I understand like the timing is the timing. The cars are coming to market now as quickly as possible, but it's really unfortunate for all of these electric cars that are now going to come to market, and we're going to do all of the testing here on this channel, other channels in Norway and in Scandinavia and in Europe, and it's going to be cold and these cars aren't going to get the best results. So that's why I had an idea about a month and a half ago. Why don't I travel somewhere where it's warm now in winter and test these electric cars and give you guys the ranges, the performance numbers now when it is cold everywhere else, but I travel to where it's warm, so we get these summer results at the same time we get the winter results. I mean, isn't that just the best of both worlds? I do winter testing here and then I travel somewhere and I do summer weather testing. We don't have to wait until next summer. I think this will benefit you, because for people on the fence, like, okay, this car got these results now in winter, but what is it gonna get in summer? Well, until I do that testing, we don't know. That's why I want to do that testing now. And it also benefits the manufacturer. So I reached out to many of the manufacturers I, blown press cars from, Volvo, Polestar, Audi, Porsche, etc., and told them about this idea, and everybody's positive. So most likely they're going to help me get cars, press cars, if it's the US, if it's in California, or maybe it's in Florida, or maybe it's even just in Spain. They're open to the idea. I also reached out to my sponsors because, this isn't going to be free. It's going to cost me a lot of money up front. If I go to California and I travel for 2 or 3 weeks, because that's the time period I have to be somewhere so I can test all of these cars and test as many cars as possible, right? When I've traveled somewhere. If I'm going to travel over there and I want to do this in this time period, I have to bring or hire a videographer, and most likely also hire a video editor on the back end, so I don't, drown myself in too much work, right? So it's going to cost me money. I've estimated somewhere between 4,000 and 8,000 euros, or $4,000 and $10,000. So I've spoken to the sponsors, and the problem is like budgets at the end of the year, maybe at the beginning of the year. So a lot of that is still up in the air, but many of my sponsors are now working very actively to find some budgets, find €1,000, find €2,000 here and there, and to just build this pot so I can travel somewhere, like somewhere. I want to go to California, but if it means going to Spain because I don't have the funds to go to California, then we'll go to Spain. I just want to go somewhere where we can do somewhere with our testing. Spain is good, like close to Malaga, but it's not going to be as warm or as summer weather as in California, or maybe somewhere close to Florida or Georgia. I know Porsche have their headquarters in Atlanta, so going to Georgia and doing testing in Florida is also a viable option. But I quickly realized like getting all the funds from my sponsors and maybe even having some of the manufacturers like just sponsor the trip over without having any say in the actual testing, I'm open to also. But I realized quickly like this is a lot of money and it's going to be hard getting all of these funds like within a few months, and that's why I started a GoFundMe, which I revealed in a video last week where I talked about this for the first time, and I've talked about this just very shortly in a few other videos. And thanks to you guys, like in between GoFundMe, YouTube thanks, and also Patreon, we've already raised like 4,000 kroners out of 50,000, which is what I want from you guys and the rest from the sponsors. So we've already raised like €400 almost out of a total of about 4,500 euros. That is insane, guys. That is completely bonkers. We're already almost at 8% of our goal after a week. So I'm pretty confident that if you guys still want to keep, contributing to this project, like we're going to get there within a month or maybe two. So my original plan was traveling now within a month because maybe I also want to go to the LA Auto Show, but that's only a few weeks away, so I don't think I'm going to have time. We're going to have time to collect the funds from you or from the sponsors. So I think like it's more realistic traveling in January or February. And that also means like we're probably also going to be able to get our hands on the Audi A6 e-tron. I think the press cars are coming to Norway right after New Year's. So maybe the press cars in the US are going to be available over there. So let me know, guys, what cars you want me to test. And I'm so confident now, like we're going to be able to raise the 50,000 kroners, or about 4,500 euros, $4,500 for the trip. That's going to be insane, and I'm going to get the rest from sponsors. And all of the money, guys, are going into funding this trip. I'm not going to take a penny for myself. I'm going to pay a videographer, pay an editor, and buy plane tickets and food for my stay, and also accommodation. So again, if you want to support, you can either go to the GoFundMe down below or the Patreon, or use the YouTube thanks, which is that heart right next to the like button. All contributions are so much appreciated. If you give like €5, that's awesome, like $5. But there was a guy yesterday who gave 1,000 kroners. Marcus Bergvold, thank you so much. That is insane. That's like €100. That just blows my mind. So thank you so much, guys. And also we have Dr. Angsar Vego, who's contributed several times. And we have a few anonymous, like 500 kroners. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. And let's keep on going, and we're going to be there in no time. So that's what's going on in a month or 2 months or 3 months. What's happening in the immediate future is that, well, right now I'm testing the new Taycan 4 Cross Turismo, the facelifted version. So those videos are going to roll out now in the upcoming few days. And then I have a Polestar 4 with updated software on loan. So we're going to test that car. I was very lucky a few months back. It's already been a few months back where I got probably the world's first press car with the software not finished when it came to ADAS, like driver assistance systems. And it was terrible. Like I had so many problems with that. This car I'm getting next week supposedly has the updated software where things have been fixed. So crossing my fingers. And then right after that car, I have a Polestar 3 on loan. Finally, guys, I have a Polestar 3 press car on Norwegian soil. So we're going to do our usual suite of tests, but it's going to be in cold weather. That's why I want to offset that by the warm weather testing. But we're going to still do that and see how well that car performs. I'm so excited to test the Polestar 3 because, that is a contender for a future car of mine. Maybe I want to, switch out my Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo with that if I really like it here on Norwegian roads after doing all of my testing. So I'm so excited to test that car. And also I've requested a few other press cars like the Xpeng, the G6, the G9 again, and also the Peugeot E5008, which is a car tested this summer at the launch in Denmark and in Sweden. Really awesome car. I can't wait to do that testing of that car because I think that's going to be a very popular Formula car here in Norway. And also the E308 station wagon is also something I'm really excited about, and a few other cars I've requested. But let me know, guys, what other electric cars do you want me to test here on the channel? Comment down below and I'll reach out to the manufacturers to see if you can get a hold of a press car. And then just in general, guys, the channel has been growing a lot lately. I really do appreciate that, especially with views. We had the best September and October like in several years. Like there was an uptick in 2021 with electric cars. Like there was a boom. My channel got a lot of views. Kyle from Out of Spec Reviews, Chris from Battery Life, Tesla Björn. We all went on this, you know, this high, and then 2022 it kind of crashed. I also had my, you know, my surgery in 2022, so for the first like 6 to 8 months I wasn't making as much videos because I really didn't have the energy, and I felt like I've spent like 2 years recovering the channel from that period, and finally we're back there with the numbers. Because like if the numbers are low, it's hard for me to justify sponsors on my channel to my sponsors, and also I get less income from YouTube AdSense. So for me it's essential having, you know, a view count that is sustainable. And yeah, next year I really want to try to grow that. Like I want to see if I can get to the numbers of Tesla Björn, to see if I can get to the numbers of Kyle from Out of Spec Reviews. If there's other content you guys want me to do here on the channel that you think may boost views, like I want to make content for you guys, but also like making content for myself. Like when I went on that Taycan 1111 kilometer challenge, that was awesome, but that video hasn't got a lot of views. And something I really want to do if I go to the United States is I want to drive from the West Coast to the East Coast with like a Volvo EX90. That would be so awesome, going on a big road trip. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know in the comment section down below. So guys, next year we're gonna try to grow the channel. We're gonna aim for 100,000 subscribers. That's insane. If we can go to 0 to 50 in like 8 years, I think we can go from 50 to 100 in a year, and that is ambitious. No, but guys, I really appreciate every yeah, this is a new expression. I really appreciate every like, every view, every comment, and every subscription. It really helps me out a lot. So let's keep the growth going in 2025. And yeah, thanks guys for 50,000. It is awesome. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always, please subscribe. See you guys then, and goodbye.